Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and today's video is more rustic creations. I am preparing for a Whatnot show coming up on February 16th, so I thought I would share with everybody what I am making to sell. So with all that being said, let's begin. Okay, in this first project, I have got what I'm going to call a little organization wood caddy. I have picked this up on Whatnot, and look in your thrift stores. You just never know. Heck, you might even find something like this at the Dollar General. You just never know when you're going to find something. But I love to make items like this over. It's one of my favorite pieces to work on. This is Apothecary from DIY Paint, and I'm just going to do a very sporadic dry brush. No rhyme or reason to where I'm adding the paint. I still want this to look rustic, and that's what I'm going to do with just a little chippy brush. I love using these chippy brushes for this look. They work out absolutely amazing. I'm going to go ahead and dry this down with my heat gun. And then once I get the sections I've already done dried, I will work on other sections. I just find this easier so I can hold it, not get paint smudged everywhere. And I'm going to continue on painting the handle as well. And I'm going to leave the inside of the box unpainted. But I will go around the top edges just a little bit. So on my Cricut, I went ahead and I designed this. I actually did this a couple years ago. My daughter had sent me a picture and said, I need one of these. And so I made her one. And since I had found this caddy, I was like, you know what? I have an idea for that, and I'm going to use the same stencil. But like I said, I just created it, and it just says, take one or do the dishes. You decide, or something like that. You choose. That's what it is. And I just thought how fun it is. So I don't forget, I got this from my friend Charming Appeal. I have mentioned her in past videos. She's actually going to be doing some videos here on YouTube. She's going to get back into it. And you guys, make sure, I'm going to have her linked in my description box. Go over, give her a follow, watch her stuff as she puts it out. She does do some fantastic creations, and she's trying to get to her 50 subscribers. So again, you will find her link in my description box. But I'm just going to set this down. I ended up cutting my stencil in sections because of the way this box is laid out with the separations there. If I had just laid it down, it would have looked a little offset. So always keep that in mind. If you have a stencil you want to use, but it won't lay right, well then cut it until it will lay right. So I'm just going to grab me a little brush here and use the color Crinoline to do my stenciling. I love these two colors. They contrast one another so well. Crinoline and Apothecary from DIY Paint is perfection. And once I've got all of that painted in, I'm just going to pull off my stencils. I thought I'd leave this part on here because a lot of people like to watch this. I know I'm one of them. So if you like to watch the revealing, leave me a heart emoji in the comment section letting me know that you love to watch stencils being pulled off of pieces just to see the reveal. And once I get that all laid down, painted, colored in, and it's dried, I'm just going to grab me a fine grit sandpaper, go over that. I don't want it to look like it's raised up. So just lightly sanding it, and then this project will be finished after I seal it with some clear liquid patina. You guys will have to let me know, what do you think? Okay, I got this from a Whatnot show. It was from Simply Blessed Crafts, and I will link her in my description box. She's also a creator here on YouTube, and she sells on Whatnot. So I bought this from her, just thinking we can make it a little bit more desirable, if you will. So I'm not going to paint it. You have options. I made a design here. I made this on Cricut Design Space, and I actually designed it myself. I just used their, fonts and images and stuff and made this. And that's what I'm going to use. But if you don't want to go through all that trouble, so you could always use some transfers. And I had gotten these from Amazon. I'll link these in the description box. But you can definitely do something with those. I mean, how good would that be? So that's an option. Make sure we clean this very well. Dishwasher safe Mod Podge is what I decided to use. If I had the spray, I'd probably use the spray, but I don't have the spray. I'm going to stick it on just like a sticker, hopefully. Okay, I picked this Fabrica from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cut some strips of it. I think I'm going to start with some 2-inch strips. Let's see. And then what I want to do is, this bottle's just got this neck up here that's supposed to serve as the lid, the faux lid, if you will. I'm just going to adhere that with some glue just to tack it down. Okay, I'm not relying on this so much to adhere this permanently to the piece, and you'll see here in just a minute, but I like to tack it down like this because I find when I tie it, it's too bulky and it doesn't look right to me. And then after I've got that tacked down, I'm going to take some jute string, I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times, and then just tie it in a knot, and that's going to hold that fabric in place. And I like the ends of this jute string were perfect. They were curly, and I couldn't have asked for a better appearance. But then I'm just going to trim off the excess. I also did go around the edges of that ribbon, and I frayed it by pulling some strings out. I did go ahead and untie my string and applied some hot glue down before I put that little bow in it, just to keep it there permanently. And that's how easy this one is. It's just easy peasy. And I'm going to grab that same dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and I'm going to just go over this label. That way it will protect it. It's going to be waterproof. And if I got any on the container itself, I'll just wipe that away with a baby wipe, and then this one will be complete. And you guys will have to let me know what you thought about project number 2. Okay, so I acquired this cheese box. I've probably had it in my stash for about a year. I've been waiting for just the right time to do something with it. You can see here the knob that's on it. It's broke. It was just plastic. So don't come at me. I know it's did I say cheese box? It is a sewing drawer. And Don't come at me. It really needed some work. Okay. I needed to make this beautiful. I don't want to see it in the trash. And well, I have to get that knob off. And so I'm just going to use my little toolkit that my husband got me. You can pick these up from Lowe's. That's where he got it from. Just this little socket set, Craftsman. I love this thing. I've used it a lot more than I ever thought I would. And this is just going to help me get that knob off. All right, now I'm going to grab just a little sanding block. This is one of the ones that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And it wasn't working very well because it's pretty worn out. So I grabbed a 120 grit sandpaper and I'm going to sand this down. This box or this drawer had so much like lacquer buildup on it. Yeah, so it was just a mess. So I'm going to sand it down as smooth as I possibly can. After I use the 120 grit, I'm going to bump it up to a 220 grit and get that nice and smooth. So I got this little wood applique from Brandy at the DIY Struggle. She sent me this back in our collab around Christmas time, and I didn't get a chance to use it, and I knew exactly what I wanted to use it for when I saw it, so I saved it. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to drill a hole right in the center, and I did find it easier just to find the center on the back side and go at it from there. I do have a cutting board protecting my surface, so make sure you protect your desk or you'll end up with a hole in it. And I want to make sure that that knob is going to fit in the hole that I created. And to me, it felt just a little tight, so I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to kind of wallow out that hole a little bit by running that drill in and out and kind of around the edges, just making that a little bit wider. And that one fits in there just right. All right, so I want this to go right where that handle once was. I want to make sure when I put this down that I line up those two holes perfectly. I will use some wood glue, and I love the Gorilla wood glue. And I am going to put that on and clamp it down in place and let it sit to dry. And once that's dry, it's time to go ahead and paint. And I'm going to be using vintage linen from DIY Paint. This is probably my favorite white of all of the water-based paints that I use, as far as in the clay-based paint or even a chalk paint. This is my favorite color, white. I'm going to use a chippy brush and I'm just going to paint around this entire box pretty much. I know I'm going to want it distressed, and being that I am using this clay-based paint, it's very easy to distress back, whether you use sandpaper or wet distress it. It's very easy to distress. Now, after I got my color on this one section, I realized that that wood is bleeding through my paint. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, it's going to look a little rustic and stuff, and I'm thinking it might be okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dry it down. Then I'm going to grab my little sanding block, and I'm going to go over it and see if that doesn't help with making some of that bleed through look okay. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And once I get it sanded down and I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know that I like that, which honestly, I probably could have left it and it probably would have been fine, but I was just getting a little, I think maybe too picky on this one. So what I decided to do is grab some clear liquid patina. I am going to clean up any of the little paint spots that got on there, because I'm going to take some clear liquid patina and I'm going to go over this piece, kind of like, you know, if I was to use a shellac and spray it down before painting. But I felt that the liquid patina, not only do I not have to go out in the garage where it's cold to spray, but I feel like it would dry down quick. Okay, once that clear liquid patina is dried down, I'm going to go ahead and grab my paint again and just do a quick, easy paint job on it. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to sand this back, making it look distressed. If you don't like that look, then definitely paint it a solid color. You do you. And I just use my finger sanders, sand it back, you know, just in spots where I think it needs to be distressed. Now, I'm not sure if I'm loving this project. You guys will have to let me know. Do I need to go ahead and maybe go back over it, use a different color, maybe a green, do more of a solid paint look, maybe add some transfers to it? Let me know in the comments below. I am really unsure about this. So let me know. So once I get that sanded to my liking, I grabbed an antiquing glaze from Paint Couture in the Van Dyke Brown, and I went over the applique because it did not have that dark brown tone coming through it, since it was that lightwood applique. And I did go over that. Unfortunately, I forgot to use my clear wax first, so when it settled in, it settled in. And I'm thinking that might be what's kind of throwing me off. I don't know, but apparently I lost that footage, so sorry about that. But that's what I did there, and I just went ahead and just finished sanding the rest of this piece. Once that's finished, to seal it, I'm going to use a clear wax and go over this piece in its entirety, with the exception of the bottom side. I did not do anything on the bottom. As far as on the inside, I just brushed a little bit of white in there, made sure to sand it, and you can see where I've got that dark glaze here just a little bit. But again, just go over it with the clear wax. Put that knob back on. Well, I have a stash of old knobs, and I grabbed this one. It's a brass knob. It just looks vintage and old, and I thought it would look very good on this, and I'm just going to screw that one on. And then this project will be complete. And you guys, please let me know in the comments which was your favorite. Give me the tips on if you think I should leave this like this or if I should do it over again. I am really wanting to know, but this is how this one turned out. I just threw some books in there, a little bit of greenery, and I've got all of these vintage spools with thread on it. And then in the complete finale, I just showed that same box if you turned it upside down and used it as a riser, how you could use it. But this is everything. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.